Okay, by now, it's pretty obviously already out there that we are getting a Sword Art Online film, the second of the franchise. But this time, it is going to be based on the Progressive novels, which we were told that it was going to be a series. At least that's the way everybody took it, myself included. So obviously, people have some different opinions on this being a movie. From what I tell from some people in the comments of the news section and just in general, it seems like what they're going to do is have this start off as a movie that either is a little subsection part of the plot or just the first book or two, like the first little bit, and then continue off with um, with the series. And I mean, as popular as SAO is, I'm a huge fan, but but whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny its popularity. And as popular as it is, they would be retarded not to launch a series, because I mean, look how freaking successful the last movie was. That was the first time I ever went to an anime film that was sold out in the West at that. So yeah, it's gonna do good regardless, and I'm pretty sure this is just gonna get people. They're doing this just to get people hyped for the upcoming series. But we're gonna read the article and then we'll discuss some more. Okay, Sword Art Online Progressive releases in 2021 as an anime film. First trailer unveiled. The first visual featuring Asuna and Kirito released. Lead staff revealed. Alright. The story of Aincrad, the first arc of the popular TV series anime Sword Art Online, gets retold in the upcoming Sword Art Online Progressive movie. Is it gonna be the entire Aincrad arc? I don't know. Sword Art Online Progressive, the movie, Aria of a Starless Night, which releases in 2021. The first trailer for the anime film was shown off on the official account for the film, and there's a visual with Asuna and Kirito and the lead staff. Alright, let's get on down here. Alright, the Sword Art Online Progressive light novel series is retelling the first arc story, Aincrad, by the light novel author Reiki Katahara, with each floor getting their own story. Okay. The title of the film, Audio of Stars Night, corresponds with the first chapter of the first book in the series. Yin Press releases the novels in English and describes the first volume as such. I'm not going to read all of this. There's no way to beat this game. The only difference is win and where you die. 1 month has passed since Akihiro Kayaba's deadly game began. And the body count continues to rise. 2,000 players are already dead. Kirito and Austin are two different people, but they both desire to fight alone. Nonetheless, they find themselves drawn together, face challenges from both within and without. Given that the entire virtual world they now live in has been created as a death trap, the surviving players of Sword Art Online are starting to get desperate. Desperation makes them dangerous to loners like Kirito and Austin. So, yeah, we'll get on down here to the bottom. Sword Art Online Progressive is a new version of Sword Art Online tale that starts at the beginning of Kirito and Asuna's epic adventure on the very first level of the deadly world of Aincrad. So, yeah. The way I'm reading this is that it's going to be maybe just the first floor in general. And just a really long, drawn out kind of, but in this time in a good way, because the main concern and problem people had with the first Sword Art was that Aincrad was awesome. Most people loved that arc, but it was too short. And while I'm a huge Sword Art fan, I won't deny the fact that it was indeed very short. But let's keep on reading here. Leading Sword Art Online Progressive, the movie. Okay, so this is going to be the cast and people involved. Is Hoshinaki Yoru no Aria. Wait, no, that's the title of the movie. Apologies. Is director Ayako Kawano from Love Live Sunshine. He's the episode director there. With Kento Toyo returning from Sword Art Online Alicization character designer. So you know these designs are going to be sick as fuck, because you can't fault the look of the characters in Alicization. They have some sick ass looking characters in that series. Yusuyuki Kai, returning from the original Sword Art Online TV anime series, is the action director, so that's hype because there's really good action in the original. He was apparently a key animator before. Yuki Kajuda is also returning to provide the music for the anime film, which is great because another thing you can't fault with Sword Art is the music is always top notch. It will be produced by A1 Pictures, so again, another thing you're not going to be able to fault is the animation, because even just the episodes look god tier. Can you imagine what this movie's going to look like? Oh my god, dude. And okay, so it says it's scheduled to be released in Japanese theaters in 2021. No details on a Western release has been announced. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not really sure what this means. Is this going to be the start of the series? I assume it will be, but there are some valid concerns with that, you know, especially if people don't want it to be a series, like movies only kind of thing, like they've done a lot with a lot of the Fate Stay Night content. Yeah, I mean, because I don't know nothing about Progressive. I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm kind of just waiting to get into the anime. So I can't really tell you a lot other than what I hear through the grapevine. But yeah, what I can tell is that it's a lot of content and too much to be done through movies. But, you know, we'll see. Yeah, they're saying it's like the movie's supposed to, what, retell the first arc, but you're also saying it's the first chapter of the first book, and if the first book is, you know, in my understanding, it's supposed to be every floor, and that's 100 floors, and there's so many floors that were skipped over in the original anime and the books that you just can't do it in one movie, and let alone one chapter or even one book. And some people said it was like up to 3 books long of just that arc. So I don't know, but I'm going to be waiting around to find out with the rest of you guys for sure. The only other thing I want to point out is this key visual. First of all, it looks gorgeous. Asuna looking like a savage as always. That's my girl. But who is this standing behind her? Is that, I'm assuming that's Kirito, but he looks so freaking feminine. It's not even funny. Is this like a play on his character from Gun Gale? I mean, it's still the similar armor he wore, but he also looks a little bit like Sachi, you know, R.I.P. to our girl from his first guild. But yeah, he looks a little feminine there, but also looking badass, and those freaking backgrounds look good. One thing you can't deny, and for all the people out there that hate Sword Art, this is too bad for you, because this is going to reignite the fandom, and it's going to bring a shitload more fans into the fandom. So if you're one of those people that hates it, I feel for you, because I love it. And it's about to be a good time to be a Sword Art fan. I'm going to be at the theaters day one to see this shit. You know, drop down. What do you think? Do you think it's going to tell the entire story of Ironclad in one movie? Do you think it's going to be a series of movies? Do you think this is just a lead up to the series itself? And if that's the case, what do you think is going to be put into the first movie? You know, and are you excited? I'm hype as hell. If not, you know, what do you hate about it? What are you not looking forward to? Because this is a chance to get some of the hardcore haters into the series, because it's going to be addressing problems that, from my understanding, that they had with the original. So, you know, let's see.